Welcome back to Keeping It Real. I'm David Grossman. We are speaking with Joe White. Joe is a franchised Rainmaker from Matchpoint. Joe, welcome. Thanks very much for being on the show today. Now, Joe, you've been arranging franchises for people, helping people find the right business for how long now?
Well, my history goes back. I've been in franchising for over 12 years, and I've had a career that spanned from assisting in creating the world's largest internet franchise, a company called WSI, which is based right here in Toronto, and then going into business coaching for a period and transitioning senior executives. And I still do a little business coaching today and I'm involved in that activity. But over the last 6 years, I've been embracing the idea of helping people find the right business opportunity. So I have a career that goes probably helping in excess of about 275 to 300 people possibly find a business. You kind of lose track after a while.
Right, right. That's very significant. And what are the sorts of businesses that you help people to get into? You know,
that's a really great question, because the fact of the matter is it's where people start to say, well, what's that business that's right for me? And they say, well, what businesses do you represent? And I represent across the spectrum of everything from retail to business, business to consumer, just service, restauranting. I mean, just the whole spectrum, and some unusual type things. But the question is really not so much about what I represent, but what's right for you. And that's the biggest challenge that we see, is people get embracing an opportunity that doesn't match properly for them. And if I can, I'd like to sort of share a story.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I guess it was about just maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. There was an accountant called me, and you know, accountants are great people, and I've placed a number of them in my career into businesses. But the accountant was quite stressed because he was in a business that he said to me, Mr. White, can you please help me? I'm in a business I don't like. Can you help me to get out of that business? And I said, well, tell me about the business. And I won't name that business, but what it was a business that just had a very, very large sales content to it. And the result was an accountant, you know, he's having to go knock on doors and do things.
So not a good match.
He's doing things he shouldn't be doing.
Right.
And I said to him, you know, how'd you get in this business? Because it's just not that kind of thing for him. And the answer was, well, somebody told me well, actually, it was more like somebody told me. Somebody told me I'd make a lot of money.
Make a lot of money.
And
right.
And if you're not doing what you love to do or want to do, guess what?
It's not gonna end well.
That's right, and that's where he was. Now we were able to help him and redirect him and help him through that. But it was just that not really doing the research. He got caught up in the money equation and not the people equation. And that's what we have to help people through.
Right. So how would you help him in this case? I mean, he's in this franchise. Does he need to hire somebody to do the sales, or does he need to get out of it altogether?
Well, ultimately what we did is we got him out of it. That's not what I normally do, but I was able to redirect him and then find him something else to embrace.
Right.
And I'll tell you as well, the franchisor was pretty happy that he was gone, because they're embracing a guy that's not producing royalties or activity for them, and we were able to put him into something else and get him out of the other thing in the process. That's quite a complex arrangement. It's not necessarily where most of the people I work with, because I deal with people buying their first businesses or their second and trying to expand or building empires for themselves, if you want.